TSZYU gets smashed. Wow. How did this happen and why did this happen? We'll find out that and much, much more live with Coach James GOGUE.
Holdings proudly presents Warwick Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James GOGUE.
Guys, welcome. Happy Sunday to all of you guys. And I hope you guys are having a very good beginning to your week. I know I am. Hopefully it's better than TSZYU right now. Oh, gosh. Right now, though, we're being joined by 5-decade fight trainer, the incomparable Coach James GOGUE. Woo! James, how art thou, sir?
Hey, Joe. Doing good. I'm doing good. I just, I forgot all about that TSZYU fight. Then I got to watch it. And, man, boy, he got murdered, destroyed out there by that, I don't know. What's that guy's name? That Chechen guy that looked like some kind of mercenary. He looked like...
Yep, Bakram MURTAZALIEV.
Yes, that fucking mercenary. He looked like he's from fighting the Taliban or something. But anyway, yeah, he's just
dude.
That guy is big, strong, and physical, and he can hit with both hands. TSZYU never had a chance, man. I mean, God, the guy never. Remember, I told you last time. But we talked about his defensive deficiencies.
Yep.
Never got him better. Never improved on his weaknesses. And when you're going against a two-fisted puncher like this, that Taliban fighter, you're gonna pay the price if you ain't got no defense. I mean, it's just it's the nature of the game. Weak defense against a heavy puncher is gonna be fatal to you as a fighter and everything. He never improved his defense since that last fight. And what the fuck was he taking? I never thought about it, but first thing I got, watching the fight, I'm like, what the fuck's he fighting this guy for? A guy that's a big a draw in Australia, a professional franchise over there, gets good TV ratings. What do you call it? A great fan base, and he's fighting here in the States. Man, I don't know. This fucking people are a bunch of morons from the bottom up, from his coaches all the way to the fucking people that advise him to promote him. They're a bunch of idiots. Why take that stupid fight? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't give a shit for a title, man. Hell, titles don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? It's a business, man. You got a franchise, you protect it. And man, them guys, man. And he took a beating in that fight, man. And like they say in boxing, you're one fight away from being a shot fighter. Let's see how he, but his defense, man. Like I said, it's the defensive deficiencies on the kid. He still hasn't, erased them. They're still there. And like I said, his coaches, I blame them. And I blame, everybody on his team and his administration for taking that stupid fight against that big guy. Why? That motherfucker don't mean shit. That whatever that Taliban fighter, he don't mean shit. He can't sell tickets. Nobody gives a shit about him. He's just a guy with a belt that nobody gives a fuck about. But they care about Tim Tszyu in Australia. Well, then now, I don't know about now. Oh, these fucking, what a bunch of fucking morons. And, for Al Heyman, I don't know. I'm not blaming Al, but, he fought under that PBC banner. Jeez. Like I said, his people, though, the people that run his career, they're dummies, man. Bunch of fucking morons.
Well, and and that's interesting that you say why they chose to. It almost seems par for the course because let's just face it, like you stated, his team has shown just a complete history of deficiency all across the board.
Yeah,
they work with PBC, and PBC, they don't have a strong history. This is why they're in the position they're in. They don't have a strong history of cultivating attractions from the ground up. That was Golden Boy that created all of their attractions under Don Chargan, Eric Gomez, Roberto Diaz.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Okay, so that's why would you go work with them then? And so once again, he wants to go fighting where there's no one interested in him in America. You choose to fight Seabass Fundora. You lose your title because your team made a terrible decision in your last fight. That was first. He should have scrapped his team back then. And now they don't wait they make the unwise decision. They don't wait for the Virgil Ortiz fight. And they take this guy and get blown out in front of only 1,000 people. Tell me where that makes sense.
Against a murderous puncher like that means nothing. Nothing. He got a belt. Fuck. Shit. Tim don't need that belt. He's a franchise. That other guy, who the fuck cares about that guy? I mean, where are you going to put that guy? I mean, where are you going to put that guy in the United States where, he could sell? Nowhere. You know what I mean? Maybe you could put him in over there in Chechen or maybe Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Do a show with the Taliban promoting, or hell, I don't know. That guy means nothing here. He don't mean shit.
Yep, Gogi, and this spoke volumes when you heard after they had to back out of the Virgil Ortiz fight because he wasn't medically cleared to spar. Right? They had to wait an additional 4 weeks. They pissed off Turki Al Sheikh. What does that tell you? Like his team is shite. He needed to scrap that. And now he found out the hard way. Yeah, my team is shit. They're not used to working at this level, and I need a more knowledgeable team around me. Well,
bunch of fucking checker players. This game is about playing chess, not checkers. And them dumb shits, they're a bunch of checker players, man. I don't even know who the fuck's on their team. I don't know who trains the kid. I don't know who's the manager or what do you call it, or the promoter is. Bunch of fucking morons, man.
Look, this is the first indication, and this is who Tim should have been listening to the entire time. His dad stated, I don't like this fight for you. And he was right. And he found out the hard way. Kostyazu told his son, I don't like this fight for you.
Hey, you probably seen that motherfucker. I've never seen a motherfucker fight in my life, man. All of a sudden, I just turned it on because I forgot they were, I had no idea. Look, they didn't even do no type of promotion for the fight to let people know, hey, man, hey, this is a big fight going on. None. I just happened to, someone told me, hey, he's fighting. I said, oh, he's fighting today? I didn't see no, results of the win, building up the fight, the week of the fight, the press conferences and all that shit. Well, the fights here in the States, and you got an Australian guy against that Taliban fighter. I mean, who the fuck cares on a Saturday? On a Saturday against, going against Texas versus Georgia, or all the other great college football teams. Who gives a fuck? They're a bunch of fucking morons, man. What a bunch of fuck. They could have had that fight over there in Sunday, if they, to show it in the United States. or whatever. You know, they can have that fight any other time, but college football day, nobody gives a shit about that. That check, whatever that guy's name. I don't even know. I never seen the guy. I just seen the guy. Like, God damn, man, that guy's fucking big, and he can hit. What the fuck they doing fighting this guy? You know what I mean?
Now, look, guys, don't get us wrong. We always want to see the best fighters fight the best. But you've got to work these matchups into fruition. You've got to actually make them worth it. And once again, this is why we're harping on his team so badly. Because, Coach, how long does it take to build an attraction like Tim Tszyu?
Oh, fuck. It's fair. Look, in boxing, just count them on your hands. There's not a lot of, what do you call it? Professional franchises out there, okay? There ain't no Ricky Hatton out there. When he used to fight, he was a professional franchise. Anthony Joshua is a professional franchise. Tyson Fury is a professional franchise. Now that Du knocked out Joshua, he's a professional franchise. That's in England, okay? Tszyu was a professional franchise in Australia, but look in the United States. Only one I could think of is Canelo. I mean, there ain't no other. Tank Davis, he's a semi-professional franchise. Boots Enos, he got a good fan base going on in Philly. But you look around, there ain't none, man. You know what I mean? There's none. There ain't no big draws, from guys from the regions that I call professional franchises. Like back in the days, they used to be, that's how boxing was made. By developing guys in their local markets, making them professional franchises, then branching out. Okay, you got to build your fan base first.
Yep.
Okay, then you branch out. Keyshawn Davis is about to do that in Norfolk, Virginia. His hometown.
Yep.
And they got track record there with what's his name, Cornell Sweet Pea Whitaker used to pack it in over there. So
That's right.
And there hasn't been a big attraction since Sweet Pea. Now they're doing it with him and his brothers, fighting over there. But you look around, there's nothing, man. It's hard, man. It's hard to build a fan base in a local region, man. Brandon Figueroa had a chance to do it over there in the Rio Grande Valley. They got passionate fans over there. They'll support him, but he never fights over there. Okay, he never fights over there. So you can't call him a franchise because the guy don't fight there no more. You know what I mean? So
yep.
Yeah, PBC is one of the most inept bunch of motherfuckers out there when it comes to building franchises. Yeah,
no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
once again, all of their money makers were built by other promoters. Give me one. I think the only one I can think of is Tank Davis. That's it. And that was pretty much his affiliation with Floyd. But I will say this, though.
Floyd built the guy off his name, okay? Floyd, nobody knew the fuck Tank Davis was. Floyd built him up, but hey, what got Tank Davis hot? He was knocking out people all the left and right, okay? When you're a knockout sensation, that's your biggest marketing tool, knocking out people, getting people excited. Tank is a vicious puncher, okay? Reminiscent of Edwin Chapo Rosario, a two-fisted puncher that could take you out at any time. All right, he ain't no fucking greatest looking fighter in the world. He's more like a ghetto, urban looking motherfucker. With all those tats, the way he behaves and acts. You know what I mean? So. He's not, to me, he's marketable because of his ability to fucking knock people out. He's a vicious puncher. People don't care if he can't spell his name or, if you don't know, you know what I mean? Or if he,
fucking
people, they don't give a shit about that. They want to see, they pay to watch him knock people out. He's just an explosive puncher. Mike Tyson, that was his forte. What do you think? Mike Tyson's so hot nowadays. Okay, why do you think his name is still big? Because people see all those knockouts on social media. When he was coming up, just mowing through the heavyweight division. knocking guys out, creating that excitement, that buzz. He's still shit. Mike Tyson says, you see, I remember Mike Tyson, I was listening to him on one of those podcasts. He goes, you get all these champions right now. They got their belts, but who knows them? Who knows them? He goes, how many asses can they put in the seats? And he's right. You know what I mean? They mean nothing. And that's what that Taliban fighter, who the fuck knows him? Who cares? Nobody, he don't fight here in the States on a consistent basis. I mean, they don't even promote the guy right now. To kick and punch, he's heavy-handed. And, if you got a business model like UFC, you could get that guy hot, like they did Khabib. Khabib, because David White, you know what I mean? He's got that, the way he does stuff, the way he promotes fights. I don't give a shit if you are, from Eastern Europe or that part where, people don't care about you. You come to the States, he'll get you hot. Look at all those fighters, Dana White. Nobody gives, that people don't know about, but they get excited about because, his that UFC format that promotes them. That, especially then when they deliver on exciting knockouts, like Khabib, they'll support you. It's the same as this guy, but they don't promote this guy on a consistent basis. Basically, Joe, they just take the money that the network or Prime Video, paid them, and that's it. And they don't build off it and everything, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why boxing's so fucked up right now. Nobody gives a shit about this sport. Only a niche market. Because it's not like it used to be, where, where they had real fan bases following them, people that were willing to tune in, buy tickets to their fight. Now, I didn't even know about the fight, Joe. I was like, man, shit, they're fighting?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't even know about it.
It was because one of the primary reasons it was in the shadow of all of the discussion of Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol and the scorecards. It was shadowed by all of that discussion. And then
college football on Saturday in Florida, going them against, Florida State, University of Florida, the Miami Hurricanes, University Central Florida, all those college games going on down there and everything, or Texas versus Georgia, come on, yeah, fucking dumbasses, man. Oh.
Well, speaking of which, I'm gonna go see the Longhorns battle the Florida Gators coming up very soon. I think it's the second week of November. I think it has I'm going to Austin, Texas with my brother. So looking forward to that. But guys, once again, Coach is absolutely right. And it takes a lot of money, a lot of time to cultivate and nurture a fighter to the point where you can turn them loose on anybody. Tank is at that point right now. Did you guys notice? And I know all of the fans were criticizing Tank Davis on his way up. Oh, how come he's avoiding Lomachenko? Well, once again, you have to understand, and this is why Coach is stressing the business as a matchmaker and as a promoter. You have to understand where your fighter is. There are levels to this game.
Floyd understood it. He protected him. Floyd understood it. He protected him. Okay.
Yep. And now he's at the point where you can put him in against anyone. You can put Tank in against anyone. He's cultivated his skill set to the point where, you like his chances again against anyone in and around the division. And he's going to sell. Right? That's your modus operandi as a promoter, right? So where does Tim Tszyu go from here, Coach? Do you think he should call it quits?
A rebuilding career, man, especially when you get knocked out in a fashion he got knocked out last night devastatingly, and his prior loss to Fundur. Man, it's fucking huge, man. They pretty much burnt a professional franchise and burnt it to the ground. Now they got to build up. Good luck. You know what I mean? Good luck.
Coach,
Tank.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Tim is very, and Tim's got that, he's very marketable. He's got that real marketable personality where sponsors come aboard. You don't see that from fucking Tank Davis. That motherfucker. You know what I mean? Does he have sponsors? I don't know. I mean, come on, man. Look at him, man. He's from the hood. You know what I mean? All tatted up. He looked like he just got out of fucking prison. You know what I mean? And look at his his criminal past. Look at all those what do you call it? Put in jail for what? Hitting that girl. What else? Hit and run. Left that poor lady and her kid. You know what I mean? The scene when he hit her. I mean, come on, man. I mean, mainstream corporate media. Who the fuck, gonna want to sponsor that guy? But he has a certain niche fan base, that people follow him and everything, okay? But it hasn't blown up to the level like Canelo, where Canelo is, mainstream. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say,
true.
Joe.
That is true. That is true.
Tank ain't mainstream. Canelo is. Canelo don't have what do you call it? Prior criminal convictions. He can speak English now, which makes him even more attractable. Okay, clean cut, good looking kid, Canelo. Now you compare him and Tank, you can't.
No, there is no comparison. You're right. I was referring more to
Joe.
Yes, sir.
One is the face of boxing. One thinks he's the face of boxing, but he ain't.
No, I understand. I was comparing more the cultivation process in his skill set. It's obvious Tim Tszyu wasn't ready. And I knew that. I mean, his most impressive performance was probably against Brian Mendoza. And that's it. Honestly, he showed, or maybe Tony Harrison. Before and after that, he showed just huge lapses of defense. He obviously had that power, but in this fight, Coach, his legs did not look good from the outset. Do you think he should have? Well, obviously, hindsight is 2020. Should he have come back with a tune-up in Australia first?
I would have against a guy. There's a lot of fighters out there in the top 10, man. He would have been a good. You could get good opponents for him to make him look good, to create that excitement. Okay, number one, you stay away from punchers like that guy you fought last night. But I don't know who is in a junior middleweight. I mean, I can't even remember half the motherfuckers. Who are they? You could get somebody in that top 10, top 5 that they could have brought to Australia where he could have looked, beautiful. Score a spectacular knockout. Then he's back. You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's back. Okay, because that's how people. You're only good as your last fight in boxing. That's the only thing that people remember. All right, and that's what they should have done after that loss with Fondur. Number one, he should have got some real coaches helping him out. Correct his defensive deficiencies. Number one, okay. Number two, bring him. Get the right type of opponent. Bring him to Australia. Okay, somebody in the top 10. A threat. Okay, or top 5. That style that's going to make them look good. I mean, you'll see a lot of fighters out there, all good fighters. They don't mean shit, but they're good opponents for Tim Tszyu. Okay. Yep. And you could promote it like that. Oh, the number 3 ranked or number 4 ranked guy in the world or some bullshit like that. They would have bought him. They would have bought him. They would have bought that fight down there.
Yep, Coach. And once again, I'm glad you brought up Canelo because when Don Chargan was the senior advisor to Golden Boy, you were there watching Canelo's cultivation process, him turning into a big star. And do you remember what Don said when they first approached him about the Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight? You remember what he said? He said, "You know what? I don't like the fight, but he's not going to get knocked out and he won't embarrass himself. So you know what? I think this is going to be a good learning process and we'll see exactly where he is. And it's not going to derail the Canelo Express." That's exactly what Don said.
Yeah, he said he's not a big puncher. Yeah, but he says Canelo's too young right now to take the fight and everything. But like I said, you could rebuild him
Yep.
after a loss. Not like this loss.
No,
You know what I
boy.
mean?
Yeah, this is devastating. And Tim Zhu, let's just face it, his confidence. Boy, he doesn't know what world he's living in. He thinks right now it almost seems like he's living in an alternate universe because he
I
is
don't know.
devastated, destroyed mentally. And just like Deontay Wilder after that knockout loss of Tyson Fury, their rematch, he's going to look for answers where they don't exist.
I don't know why his dad is not involved in his career. That's one thing. What do you call it? That puzzles me.
Mhm.
His dad. Every time I see him fight, his dad's never there. I don't know. Maybe he has some type of beef, personal beef with his dad, where they're not talking. You know what I mean? That happens and everything. So, but you usually see fathers, especially a great fighter like a great fighter like Hasazu, in his son's career. And his son is not a bad fighter either. It's just he's got a bunch of inept fucking idiots running his career.
No, that's absolutely right. And going back to the Canelo progression, after that fight, as well as the fight with Erislandy Lara, Golden Boy and Don Chargan knew, hey, you know what? We're not going to send him up to 160, the land of the giants, or 68, until he's added that new wrinkle of cutting off the ring and closing the distance proficiently, because he's completely inept at this point in doing that. Completely befuddled, and he's not used to doing that. He's a counterpuncher in the pocket by trade. And we need to add that new wrinkle before we feel comfortable sending him up to 60 and 68. That's why they kept him at that absurd Canelo weight of 155 for a long time. Remember that? Well, it looks like we lost James
No,
Gogi.
I'm
Now
back
he's
on,
back.
Joe. Sorry,
Very
I'm
good.
back on.
No problem, brother. No problem. So, do you remember all of that?
About I broke up. What about
No.
Canelo?
Canelo, and Golden Boy and Don Chargan's decision to keep Canelo at that 155-pound Canelo weight for over a
Oh
year
yeah,
while he was adding that new wrinkle to his repertoire, learning
yeah,
how to
yeah,
cut off the ring and close the distance. Because once again, after the Mayweather and Erislandy Lara showings, it was obvious he was completely inept in doing that.
yeah. I remember all that that was like, ooh, that was a long time ago. Yeah, you just brought up past memories. Yeah. I remember all that stuff when they were going through all that. Yeah, they were protecting Canelo. Hey, look, Canelo was already a star when he got to America. Okay, he was built up
Mm-hmm.
by a guy named Rafael Mendoza. That was his manager. He's the one
Mm-hmm.
that built him up in Mexico into a star on Televisa, because
Mm-hmm.
Mendoza had connections with Televisa, and he knew if he got him on Televisa, he would get him hot. People would fall in love with him. Okay, because Canelo,
Mm-hmm.
he was, he's a good puncher, and if you could punch, you knock people out, you get people excited. And Mendoza, Canelo had that uniqueness about him. He had red hair, freckles, and all that back then, and people, you know, what do you call it, cling to him because he had that, that charisma, that magnetism. Okay, and the country of Mexico too, man. You know what I mean? Great, the number one fan base on this side of the pond. They're gonna go out there and support their fighters. Especially guy, especially some from his home country. So by the time they brought him to America, you know what I mean? He was well known in the Mexican market. All right, he was well known.
Yep, and once again, so that's the reason why we're talking about the business. There's a right way to do things, and there's a horrid way to do things. Once again, Canelo and Golden Boy took their time with Canelo in cultivating his skill set, identifying his shortcomings, and making sure that they were taken care of. And you do that with careful matchmaking. Obviously,
Yeah,
they didn't do that with Tim Tszyu. And look where we are now. Because let's
yeah,
just face it, guys. Boxing can only thrive with its biggest stars on display. And like
yeah.
Gogi said in the outset, we only have a handful of them worldwide.
Oh fuck. I mean, Inoue in Japan. He's a franchise. Okay,
Yeah,
you know what I
do
mean.
you think Inoue gives two shits about fighting in America, coach?
Fuck no, he's making bank over there, man. Shit, you know what I mean.
Exactly. So what was the point in bringing Tim Tszyu not cultivated and nurtured enough in his skill set over to an America to face the very best in the division?
And nobody gives a shit about him over here.
Yep. No one cares.
There's no HBO or Showtime no more to get people excited about the kid. PBC is the most bunch of inept motherfuckers. Oh, gee. And God, good riddance. They're almost what do you call it? Done. Okay, they're pretty much a ship that's past a sinking ship. They're drowning. Okay, yeah, Joe. How many more dates? They're this Prime Video. They're just throwing them a bone once in a while. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, look, and we don't even know what the future holds. I mean, obviously, 2 fights are tentatively scheduled. Don't even have dates yet. Don't even have real venues. I think the Tank Davis one is the last one for the year for PBC. That's in Houston. But then you've got 2 that we don't even know are going to happen. We don't have dates. We don't have venues. And once
David
again,
Morrell. I thought that fight was happening, or
once
Benavides. I don't know.
we don't have a date or venue yet. And once
Oh,
again, that is all contingent on, I hate to say it, but the health of Al Heyman. Our prayers go out to
basically,
Al Heyman right now.
basically,
Yeah.
they ain't got no network backing them with the money to do it. So they're just making
Yep.
fights, trying to get fans excited, but nobody wants to put up the money because they ain't got nobody or the what do you call it? The platform. Shit.
Yep. But I will say this though, looking at the X's and O's, one thing that you always stress in this fight game, Coach, when you're in the ring, your success is contingent, and it's something that Emmanuel Stewart always used to profess as well. Your jab is the golden ticket to victory. He used to always say that.
Yep.
And that's something that we saw MURTAZALIEV from the opening bell control range almost seemingly easily with that jab. Just the jab alone seemed to give Tim Tszyu a lot of problems, and he set up that first big right hand with it.
And Tszyu had no defensive tactic to neutralize that jab, to counter it effectively. Yeah.
He seemed befuddled from the opening bell.
Yeah.
He looked completely lost, and it was boy, I tell you, it was really, really heartbreaking for a lot of Australians.
I forgot all about that. Manuel told me that a long time ago. The jab, you talk to every great trainer out there. Look, man, all you folks listening out there,
I know what you were gonna say.
all you motherfuckers listening out there, okay? I've known every great trainer in boxing since the 80s, okay? Futch, Benton, Jesse Reed. I mean, come on, I met them all. Murphy Griffin, I've seen them all. I mean, I knew them all, man. Great trainers, great teachers. Bowie, Fisher, with Hopkins. I mean, Bill Slayton. I mean, I've got Dundee. I knew them all. I met them all. They all stressed to me how important George Benton. I knew them all. All these great old time sages. Bill Miller. All these great old time sages that you guys read about. I knew them, and they always told me, especially Manuel. Jab is number one. How important it is. How it sets the tone of the fight. Like you said, Joe. I forgot all what he told me. He goes, "It's the golden ticket to victory." Yep. I remember that. I remember he told me that. It's what do you call it? It sets the tone of the fight. Sets up your offensive weapons. If you're a big right-handed puncher, you got a good jab. You can hit there's the old saying in boxing, you can hit your opponent with your jab, your right hand is going to follow. You can hit your opponent with your right hand. It is the golden ticket to victory, man. It is the key. And if you got a good jab, it's going to take you far, especially in the heavyweight division. Okay. And that jab, when you put on them little bitty 8-ounce gloves, if you don't neutralize that jab, it's I call it, it's the number one weapon in boxing you use to break down your opponent. Because when you keep getting hit by that jab, round after round after round with them little bitty gloves, your face is gonna start getting busted up. Your nose, your lip, your eyes you're gonna get cut. The swelling around your eyes is gonna build up. Okay, Golovkin, when he fought David Lemieux, that was a perfect example. That jab.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember time we had Abel on our show. It was like 10 years when they fight. And I
Yep.
told Abel the key to that fight. Remember, Joe? I told Abel on the show the key to that fight is gonna be Golovkin's jab. Once
Yep.
he establishes that, and on a consistent basis, it's gonna, like Manuel Stewart, it's gonna be the golden ticket to his victory, and that's what broke down Lemieux was that jab. Once he started breaking him down by the fourth round, what did he do, Joe? He started pressing the action. He
Yep.
started putting his combinations, the body shots together. David Lemieux was dead man walking by the fifth round. You know what
He
I mean?
sure was. That was brutal. Death by 1,000 jabs.
Yeah, Joe it was the technical brilliance and the discipline of Golovkin using his jab. He just didn't
Yep.
go in there and try to slug with the guy like you seen him prior fights. He broke him down with that jab. Once he softened him up, then he went for the kill. Okay, he softened him up. He thawed him out. Then he put him in the oven and he baked that motherfucker. Okay, that Lemieux.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, let's take a little break, Gogi. We want to say hello to our dear friends in the chat, starting with our brother Sly Tendencies. Welcome to the show, sir. Welcome back, man. It's been a minute. Good to see you, Sly. He said, people call me crazy for picking MURTAZALIEV. But the man's been taking step-aside money since Brian Castano was the IBF champ. He's a problem. Yeah, he's going to be a problem. And look, you can't blame the guy. Look, he took step-aside money, and he didn't want to stand in the way of Castano versus Charlo. He did the right thing, getting paid. Like, Coach Gogi, if your fighter was offered money, a lot of it, for doing nothing but stepping aside, you wouldn't take that?
Man. You take the money and run. You know what I mean?
Or wait patiently. And yeah, he was supposed to fight Charlo when Charlo lost to Canelo. He was supposed to be his first mandatory. Charlo obviously elected to just vacate the title. Well, now, guys, we can all see why.
Hey, that guy, Egas is his manager, Klimas. Okay.
Yep, Egas Klimas, one of the smartest managers in boxing.
Yeah, he is. Egas, his specialty is in Russian fighters and Eastern European fighters, and he does, look, Joe, it all comes down to talent, okay? There's a lot of those talented, hungry, solid fighters over there that aren't given the opportunity, but if you give them the opportunity, they could become something like Sergey Kovalev, okay?
Yep.
And he's good at that. He's good at finding guys like that. But it comes down to this, Joe. There's no market for motherfuckers like him. Look at that southpaw he has, that WBO guy. I don't even remember. That guy, that 106 WBO middleweight champ. I don't know what he is, or super middle. What's the guy's name? Joe, that guy that's knocked out. I don't even know what the fucking guy's name is. From Top Rank.
Oh, from Top Rank.
Yeah, that non-ticket seller that nobody gives a shit about. And I'm pretty sure Top Rank don't give a shit about the guy either, because he, Top Rank likes to build attractions. And how the fuck you're gonna build attraction with a motherfucker like that? You know what I mean?
Oh, you're referring to Janabek Ali Manala.
Yeah. I mean, big fucking deal. Big fucking deal. Okay, he got a belt. You know what I mean? And but who the fuck's gonna want to follow him? Okay, he ain't got no home base. You can't put asses in the seats with him anywhere you take that motherfucker. So basically, you like Duva when he back in the days, he had all those champions. He put them on the road. Rocky Lockridge, you brought him to Sacramento to fight Tony Lopez because he had no home base. Okay, no, he wasn't a ticket seller. You threw him in Monaco to fight Julio Cesar Chavez. You know what I mean? Or wherever you could fight Lockridge, you put him in a casino. And plus the Duvas back then, they were connected with NBC, so they had NBC dates. You know what I mean? John Molina, another fighter. You had to bring him to Sacramento because, even though he was from Puerto Rico, they never fought him over there and built a fan base over there with him. But anyway, sometimes you get all these motherfuckers, they can fight, but you ain't got no home base or fan base follow them. So you pretty much, got to go where you got to be a road warrior, like what do you call it? And go on the road and fight these motherfuckers because you can't take them fight in the States. That motherfucker don't speak English, so nobody can relate to him. What's his nationality? Kazakhstan or Uzbek? I don't know what the motherfucker is.
He's from Grozny, Russia. Bakram Murtazaliev.
Nah, not him. Who cares about him? But the other
The other guy no one cares
non-factor.
about.
Yeah, that other non-factor.
He's from Kazakhstan.
Who the fuck cares about him? Golovkin, they got good, smart people behind them. Abel, they created that Mexican monster. You know what I mean? They had he based himself out of Southern
Mexican
California,
style.
where the Hispanic, where the Hispanic people got behind him. Abel did Abel and Tom Loeffler, they did a great job of marketing him. Okay, Golovkin learned how to speak English to be more attractive, more marketable. To create that magnetic appeal, or the American fans, especially the Hispanic fans, started getting what do you call it? Following him, becoming a big fan of his.
That's right.
Buying tickets to his fight. Okay, he became like an adopted Hispanic Mexican fighter. Okay, he used to walk out with a sombrero and all that shit, fighting in front of those Southern California crowds that loved to go watch him. Why? Because he would knock people out. He created that excitement of knocking people out. Tom Loeffler and Abel did a great job with them of building them up in the American market. Okay, they did outstanding job. Great, and especially in this era of social media, they got him hot over there. Especially when he fought in Southern Cal, they packed him, and watched him, and everything. He became a professional franchise. Gennady, Now you look at that. Shamadan, what the fuck's that guy's name? Southpaw. That non-English, non-English speaking motherfucker. I mean, who cares?
It's Janabek Ali Manala.
What the hell are you going to take him to the markets that are hot in boxing? I mean, England, you can't take him over there. I mean, he don't make, unless he fights one of the, I don't know who the top English fighters over there that are going to bring the fans. Kazakhstan? I don't know, man. I don't think you could take him there. You know what I mean? I haven't seen no big fights over there getting people excited.
Well, look, see, that's the different approach, and that's why we're being so critical on Tim Tszyu's demolition last night, right? Is because, look, if you are a very good fighter and don't have a name for yourself, then a promoter has no choice but to stick you in tough matchups. That's the only way you're going to increase your market value. But Promotions 101, if you have a big ticket seller and a big attraction, you protect your ticket sellers in this business. Now, once again, put them in fights where they're going to be challenged because no one likes a mismatch. But put him in a fight that he can actually win. Because I'm sorry, looking at that guy and even just seeing him across the ring from each other, how much bigger he was, stronger. The war that Tim Tszyu was just in a couple months ago, it looked like a horror show for Tim Tszyu from the very get-go.
Now that guy, people are, now he got people, taking a look at him, that guy. But, I mean, it still comes down to the fact the motherfucker, he ain't American. He probably can't speak English. And, he ain't got no big promoter, with consistent TV dates, to get, to build a fan base. And, I'm thinking, Eagles got a lot of pull with Top Rank, but Top Rank don't want nothing to do with him. Like, they really got a big liability in that. What's that guy? That Uber Azanabek. What's that guy's name, Joe?
Janabek Ali Manala.
Yeah, Janabek. They really got a big liability in him. Where they got to pay this motherfucker good money and he can't sell tickets or he can't create no fan base. You know what I mean? So why bring in another guy? Yeah, he could fight. That big fucking deal. The boxing world is littered with motherfuckers that can spell fight, but they can't sell tickets. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And so once again, coach, it brings up a very good point. Do you think that's why we haven't heard anything or seen anything from Bahadur Jalilov out of Top Rank?
Who's that?
He's the gold medal super heavyweight from the last Olympics. Beat
Who
the
the
shit
fuck?
out of Richard Torres Jr.
Who the fuck cares about that guy?
Oh,
This shit
exactly.
about.
That's what I'm saying. That raises a big problem in this business. And unlike UFC, and you pointed to this earlier, unlike UFC, boxing, they don't promote just the brand. You don't see pay-per-views or shows that say UFC number whatever, and then you see who's on the marquee. UFC does a much better job of promoting the brand and the sport, not the
Oh,
individual players. And in boxing, it's always been about celebrating and promoting the individual talent. That's the way it's always been.
yeah. But the thing is, if you got individual talent, that can fight, and you promote them right, you'll get them. You'll get the fan base excited. But it's so fucked up right now. There ain't no TV. Look, Joe, boxing is one of the reasons why boxing is dead. The biggest reason, I think. No, I know there's no network TV out there promoting fights out there that are doing fights on a consistent basis, that are shown to the mass media. I mean, the mass media, not shown to the mass, not only the mass media, but the masses out there, mainstream public. Okay, for them to watch. Okay, there's nothing out there that is getting people excited about boxing now, man. It's a fucking shit dying market. All you gotta do is look, and it starts our amateur program, the USA Amateur Boxing Program, is like the bloodline to professional boxing. The next great stars come from USA Boxing, as far as I can remember. But you look at this last Olympic class; it's a fucking joke. There's no fighter out there. They don't. No, none of them won a medal. One guy won a bronze, I think. But there's nobody on that Olympic team that gets me excited. And you don't see him getting courted by major promoters wanting to sign him. All right. So basically, the bloodline, it doesn't come from America of the top fighters coming out of the amateur. It comes from Eastern Europe, the motherfuckers coming over here. You know what I mean? And because there ain't no money over there, they know the money's in the States, so they're making it. They're coming into the United States and taking over, and they can't speak English, and they ain't got no market behind them.
Yeah, you know what? Jeez. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a real horror show, guys. For Team Zoo, and honestly, I really don't know where he goes from here because
Honestly, Joe, I don't give a fuck. That's their problem, not mine. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! I was waiting for that, coach.
Yeah. That's fucking their problem,
Well,
dumbasses.
look, and so
You know what?
realistically, yes, sir.
You know what? I never met Tim. I met his dad, Costa, great guy. I don't know him personally, but I met him, a few times in the business. Seen him around, and his son seems to be a good kid. I don't know him personally, though, but just I get good vibes, man. You know what I mean? And for them fucking idiots that handle his career to do him like this, man, they should be put up. They should fucking be brought up on criminal charges over there in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you've got a case for that because Richard Schaefer was sued for millions by Golden Boy, by Oscar De La Hoya, for sabotaging his company.
They settled though, man.
Yeah,
I think Al bailed them out.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You could sue these guys for sabotaging their franchise. Because let's just face it, they made horrid decisions in his last two fights. Like Tim Tszyu lost his title because they didn't have the foresight or wherewithal, the experience to call the fight before the fourth round, or even shortly after the fourth round to get a favorable decision. Because he was winning the fight up until that big gash.
Oh, God. Yeah. Stupid motherfucker. You remember that?
So once again, are we surprised that they made this decision and not wait for a much bigger money fight, either against Terrence Crawford or Virgil Ortiz?
Yeah, Joe. Like I said, the fighters sometimes are blinded. Fighters are just going to listen to their people behind them and just do what they say, okay? And I got a feeling Tim is like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll do it like that. I don't think he, some guys are smart enough like Floyd to realize, what a good move is and what a bad move is. Me, I know what a good move is. I've been in this shit long enough, you know what I mean? And my fighters don't know. So I kind of like protect them and make all the right moves. And, I play chess, not fucking checkers. Okay. And making sure it's the right move. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But especially in big fights like this, oh God. I mean, I didn't even know this fight was happening, Joe. I just turned it on and like, God damn, man. I never heard of that guy. I'm like, what the fuck first thing I said to myself, why the fuck you fighting a guy like that for? You know what I mean?
That's it. And look, Sly, thank you, brother. God, I missed the show. We missed you too, my friends. Good to see you back on the board. And Iceman has the beat. Well, hold on. Eric Gomez has the beat. Zoo turned down Saudi money for this? He sure did. His team did. Chingao. And Floyd did have Roger Mayweather. But yeah, Floyd was educated in the business. He surrounded himself with a lot of really smart people, including Richard Schaefer. There's a reason why every single promotion, every single one of his fights were a Golden Boy promotion, except for the very last one.
Yeah.
That's it. And let's just face it, Richard Schaefer, one of the smartest guys that you would ever meet in this business. He was the best money man, investment banker. He was a genius. That's why I will never understand why he decided to do Al Heyman's bidding at his last year with Golden Boy Promotions.
Because Al's a fucking con man and convinced and brainwashed Richard to do it.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing that makes sense. Either that or voodoo. Simbit in the water. Welcome to the show, sir. It's good to see you, my friend. Also, let's see. Hold on. Let's go from the ground up. My brother Larry Liston. Good to see you, W.A.W. Maybe boxing fans and promoters are the problem. I see the UFC promote Islam, Khabib, whoever, and other Eastern Europeans with great success. Once again, they promote the brand.
Oh, I said that earlier, man. I said Dana White does a good job of promoting them guys like that the American public don't, give a shit about. Boxing is different though. Okay?
Yeah, boxing promotes the individual. We never promote the brand first, right? Like on the marquee, you see the promoter at a very small photo. It's the two fighters fighting and their names front and center on the marquee. And boxing has always traditionally been that way historically. And once again, the UFC, they may have found something because, they promote the brand, guys. That's why they have so much more success promoting those guys. And you know what? They might be onto something. Because let's just face it, promoting the individual fighters as of late, it really hasn't gone that well for the health of the sport now, has it, Coach?
Yeah, you got a point there. Yeah. I mean, look at the situation boxing's in. Yeah.
Yep, bunch of overpaid, entitled bitches who don't want to take any risks in the ring.
That's another problem. They overpaid these motherfuckers. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's terrible for the health of the sport. One, they always expect then a small fortune to step in the ring. And two, they don't want to take any real challenges without breaking the bank. And they are not active. They don't stay active. And none of those things are good for the health of the sport.
Yeah.
Overpaying fighters makes it virtually impossible to put together the best matchups. But hey, in steps Turkey Al Sheikh, and we've been getting great fights. Unfortunately, they're in Saudi Arabia. Who the hell likes to throw a fight party during the day here in the United States?
Yeah. During football season, it's fucking suicide.
Yep.
Football is king in the United States, all right? During September all the way through January, Super Bowl time, man. Right now, at college football on Saturday, where they like to show boxing, fuck, good luck. Good luck Good luck against going up against Texas and Georgia or Alabama, Georgia. You know, where they got what do you call it? They got matchups every week that people are excited about that they want to tune in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I tell you what, it's definitely a thriving business over there. But we have a question from our brother, Adam Montequia Lopez. Good to see you, man. Look forward to you being on the air with me tomorrow, hopefully. Um, he says, Coach Gogi, do you think the fight with Fundora ruined Tim?
Took a lot out of him. He took a lot of punishment, especially with that cut. You know what I mean? Anytime you go, Adam, you're a pro fighter. You know what's up, man. You've been in the ring. You had a shitload of amateur fights. You've been in the pro game. You know, if you take fucking punches with them little bitty gloves, you know, and take a beating in a fight, you know, it takes a lot of mile. It puts a lot of miles on your engine. The human body can't be taking that type of punishment. You're a pro fighter, man. You know what it feels to get hit with them little bitty gloves. Shit, you know what I mean? And you know it takes a lot out of you. You know what I mean? When you get hit by those little bitty gloves, it's a fucking dangerous business. Every time, look, who told me this, motherfucker? Phil Torrance, Eddie Futch's top assistant, right hand man for years. He told me every punch you slip, you add another day to your career.
That's very, very good advice.
All right. You keep getting hit by those punches. Eddie Futch told me a long time ago, a fighter with no defense has a short and glorious career. All right.
Yeah.
So Adam, you know what's happening, man. You know, fuck, man. You know, you're a pro fighter. You had a lot of fights in the pros. You know, you had a good a good amateur career. You were a top 10 fighter in the amateurs, and in the pros, you had a lot of good fights. You've been in a lot of tough fights, and man, you fucking them fights, man. You're in a tough, grueling fight. It takes a lot out of you, man. It puts a lot of miles on your odometer. Look, you get hit a lot. Okay, coming up. By the time you're 26, you got a lot of miles on your odometer. Okay, you know what happens when you got a car and it has a lot of miles on its odometer. The little things start breaking down on the car. Okay, then all of a sudden the whole engine just goes out. Okay,
yep.
That's the way it is in boxing. You know what I mean? I've seen so many fighters. You know, guys like Ray Mancini. You know, they were done when he was 27. Wilfred Benitez, 26 years old, he was a shot fighter. You know what I mean? It's just your body is not. God didn't put your body on this earth to get hit, to take and absorb punishment from the little bitty 8-ounce gloves. You know, the better your defense is, the longer the longer your career spans and longevity is you're gonna have in boxing and everything. You got no defense, nah, man. Yeah, by the time Francisco Vargas, guys like that, McGill Burchell, you're not gonna last long. I don't care how tough you are. You keep getting hit by these punches. The miles start building up on your odometer. Evidently, I mean, what do you call it? Eventually, you're gonna start having little problems with your engine. Alternator goes out. You got a little problem with your piston. Or your carburetor starts having problems. Whatever, and all this shit.
Yeah, yep, that's absolutely right, guys. And once again, Coach knows he's seen it all.
Oh fuck. Yep. Oh, I seen it, man. I can pretty much tell how long a fighter's career is by the amount of punches he takes. You know what I mean?
You know what? And my brother Jesus M, welcome to the show, sir. It's good to see you, man. Not a show without you in it. And he says, Coach, I want to see Janabek Ali Manala versus Hamza Shiraz in the UK. Sell or not? Now,
that's a big sell over there.
Yep, that's a huge sell, and I don't know if it's a winnable fight for Janabek, though.
Hey, that guy can punch, though. That Janabek. I haven't seen this. Azim, what's that guy's name?
Hamza Shiraz.
Yeah, whatever his name is. Yeah, he's from the UK. He's got probably a good fan base over there. He looks like he got a good offensive repertoire. But let me see if he could take. when you fight tough top level guys, Joe, let me see if you could take it. All right.
That's right. That's right. And we have yet to see that from Janibek. And, you know, the Turkey LL Sheik would be very interested in that
Oh
fight because
yeah.
he loves Hamza Shiraz for the obvious reasons.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're both Muslim, man. You know, they're gonna take care. He's gonna take care of that guy. He'll put the money up. Eagles has connections with Turkey with Usyk. Oh yeah. See, Joe, it helps out when you got the connections with straight directly with Turkey. You could call him directly. You don't have to go to a fucking promoter. You got his number on speed dial. You can make the deal. Once you make the deal, then you talk to your promoters about what's gonna be the split, what they're gonna get, and what we're gonna get, and stuff like that. Yeah,
and that's it. That's it. And I'll tell you what, that's the way it looks like. Well, let's just hope Janibek wants all that smoke. There's nothing that says he doesn't, but we'll see. We'll see. Because from what I was told, he already turned down the Hamza Shiraz fight, Jesus.
Who?
Janibek.
He turned it down?
Oh, yeah.
This stupid motherfucker. If they're offering him a shitload of money and he turned it down, is he stupid?
It was over $1 million for sure.
Oh, yeah. Get the price up. He knows. He sees all the motherfuckers, the money they're making. Turkey, if he really wants to fight, he's going to have to put more millions on that check. Okay, yeah. I would have turned it down too, Joe. You know what I mean? Say, hey, man, look at Shakir Stevenson. That motherfucker is getting $3 million, man. Shit, give me some respect. You know what I mean? You want my boy to fight your boy? It's going to be a great fight. You know what I mean? Have the fight in England, man. You're gonna pay me more than $1 million, man. Yeah, his people, Aegis is behind that guy, Janibek. So Aegis knows. He knows the money will be there if they really want the fight in the future. Yeah,
smartest manager in boxing currently.
Yeah.
And here, look. And well, first of all, let me say hello to my dear friend Peter Von Arx. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a minute. He says, yeah. Bakram Murtazaliev had a full camp this time against Tszyu, and it showed. That's right. His last camp was cut short. He had a shortened camp because of Ramadan, and
where does he train at?
He struggled. I'm sorry?
Where does this guy train at? I mean,
doesn't he train with Joel Diaz?
I don't know, man.
Bakram Murtazaliev. He trains with Joel Diaz.
Oh, Joel's not his trainer though, huh? He got other guys, huh?
Yeah. But he's in camp with Joel.
I didn't know that, man. Joel never. I don't know. Joel probably told me that. He always tells me all these guys, their names, and them guys, because he's got a lot of those Russians, and I'm like, okay, all right, good, yep. That's great.
I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, that's your reaction. Yeah, because I think he does, like with Bevel, he trains in India, but he's not his head trainer. Because
I didn't know that. I didn't know that he was training over there. Yeah, over there.
Well,
he's got good access to good sparring over there in that Southern Cal area too. So,
yep, of course. So that's the primary reason why everyone goes and trains there. It's excellent sparring. It's just like people they go to train. Part of the reason why they train Robert Garcia because of all the good sparring, depending on the weight division, right?
Exactly. Robert got a great group of talent over there where they can all box each other. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. They all get better. That was key. One of the keys to Manuel Stewart's success when he was the Kronk. He had so much talent over there in his gym. Okay, around that same weight division where they all box each other, man. Yeah. Oh, that's fucking. Yeah, that's fucking. When you could get great sparring in your gym, hey, that's a big plus.
Yep. And congratulations, before we move forward, congratulations to Coach Ronnie Shields and his fighter, Yoenis Diaz, who remains undefeated, going to 9-0, knocked out Johan Gonzalez, fight veteran in the...
What weight?
I'm sorry, what?
What weight is this guy?
The same division, 154. Knocked him out in round number 7, flooring him twice. Is
that guy a southpaw? That guy that Ronnie trains?
Yes, he's a Cuban.
Southpaw.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard about him, man. You know,
Oh no.
I
I'm
heard
sorry.
about him.
My mistake. He's an Orthodox fighter. He's one of the rare Orthodox Cubans.
You know, I heard of him, but I never seen him fight and
he
everything. And
was
he's
he
ready to
was
fight.
he was on the undercard of Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. He knocked out Sergio Garcia in the third round.
Joe, am I supposed to get excited?
Yeah. No, I was. Oh,
Shit.
Gogi, you're hilarious, man. No, I was
Fucking-
just saying, before we moved on, I just wanted to congratulate Coach Ronnie's fighter. I know that he was excited about that. And you know what? And Jesus, yes. Look, Jesus, you were right. And we did talk about it on Coach Ronnie's show. And Coach Ronnie warned us that this was not going to be a layup for Tim Tszyu. And yeah, Coach was right. Yeah.
God damn.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, like I said, I never heard of this bitch. That guy. I never seen him fight before. I just turned on the channel, and first thing I said to myself, God damn, that dude's big. And when the first round started, he started getting hit by them jabs. I'm like, the fuck are they fighting this guy for? You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's the first thing I said to myself. Why? It don't make sense, you know. I mean, you know, but I like, you know, I don't. What do you call it? I'm not involved. I'm in boxing, but I'm not like super involved with it. With a shitload of fighters like some of my colleagues like Ronnie or Robert Garcia, or Joel Diaz. They got 20, 30 fighters or something like that. You know what I mean? I got a couple, and that's all I want, and I don't want anybody else.
Yep, and that's it. And I can't blame you. Fighters are different nowadays.
Yeah,
they are. They're different, and we'll leave it at that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I tell you what. Hold on. There was a question here I wanted to. Hold on. Can you talk about this, Coach? Fans don't understand that. Coach is saying to the chat, G Funky, welcome to the show, sir. It's good to see you, my friend. He says fans don't understand that, Coach. They can't be in tough fights every single time. And you know what? That's absolutely right. You can't fight Goliath after Goliath after Goliath. It'll shorten your career considerably.
Put smiles on your engine, man.
Yep. Yeah. That's yeah. Hold on real quick, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Let me find this question. Shoot, man. Sorry about that, guys. I lost it. I just saw it, and now I lost it again. Shoot. Oh, well, I'll tell you what. There was a question Sly actually wanted to ask. He said, I missed the show last week, but what were your thoughts and how did you score Beterbiev versus Bivol, Coach?
Like I said last week, 115, 113, Beterbiev.
Yeah, he missed the show last week.
Yeah. He was, even though what's the name? Bivol wasn't consistent in his offense. Okay, through the rounds. Especially the back half of the fight, the championship rounds. He let Beterbiev steal the action. Okay, he let him steal the rounds, and that's what won him the fight. Yeah, that's for me. He was Beterbiev. He was pressing the action, even every punch he threw, even though they Bivol blocked him. You could see the impact. It moved him. It shook him. So, yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, there it is. He says, no, I missed it. I lost it again. Shoot, I'm having problems controlling this. Darn it. Oh, well. Well, I tell you what, that's a perfect segue into we're going to try this out with Coach Gogi. I don't know if it's going to work. But, Coach, are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Here it comes.
Terrible fan takes on Twitter/X.
Let me know when you can see this, Coach, and then we'll start playing it. Oh, my word. This is one of the worst fan takes I think I've seen in a while. And so here it goes, guys, on the latest edition of the Coach GOGUE edition of Terrible Fan Takes. Oh, boy. Let me make sure this volume is up, and here we go.
That would beat Artur Beterbiev. Number 3, Canelo. Canelo has way more power than Beterbiev. Dmitry Bev will confirm this. Number 2, Usyk. Usyk is way bigger than Artur Beterbiev. Number 1, David Benavidez. Benavidez at 175 is a different beast. These are 3 boxers.
Okay. You know what?
Who's that, Joe? Who was that? You on that?
Was that me on that? Are you kidding me?
Who the fuck was that?
I don't know, but I feel insulted now, Gogi. Look, I do ring announcing also, so I actually learn how to pronounce everyone's name correctly. I would never pronounce Artur Beterbiev's voice or a name in that manner.
What the fuck was that guy saying?
That he was naming 3 fighters who he thinks could beat Artur Beterbiev. And the third one was Canelo. First one was Usyk, which he's a heavyweight. And then the third one was David Benavidez. Your thoughts on that terrible fan take, sir? Or do you even know where to begin with that?
Everybody has a right to opinion. Okay, that's boxing. The fans out there, their perception on who they, what they think. Yeah, that's my perception is that motherfucker's delusional on 2 of them.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. And Refugio, welcome to the show, sir. He's got the right idea. Who the fuck was that guy?
Yeah.
Chingao, I swear. Look, yeah, I don't know if we should do this on Gogi's show.
What else? Fucking clown.
Let's take another look. Let me load one more up, brother. Okay. Yeah. Let's hear your thoughts on this one, brother. This Chingao. Hold on. This is one I played on Adam's show. And well, this is this is one from Bill Haney, right? And this is bad. Yeah. I'm gonna get your thoughts on this real quick, okay? You see Bill Haney yet? Okay,
Bill
here
Haney.
we go. Let's play it.
Well, the Dostrine didn't make the left hook land. What do you say to that?
I'd say that, listen, $1 million, they awarded, the New York State Athletic Commission awarded $1 million for it. Do you think that they award $1 million for nothing?
Okay.
Hey, Bill, you answer questions like Kamala Harris, man. Come on, man.
Well, he's saying that because the truth is, we don't know if the Austrian
You
affected
answer
or if it
questions
did.
like-
And the fact that it might have,
You
might
answer
have to
questions
be,
like my dog.
disqualification.
He's saying something. I just don't understand what the fuck he's saying. I can assume that's how you answer questions. Like my dog right
you
there.
avoid it.
So then, Bill, what's your response when people say, well, the Dostrine didn't make the left hook land? What do you say to that?
I'd say,
So, Coach, your thoughts on that entire exchange?
What the fuck what was the argument? What was Bill's argument?
Yeah, I don't think he had one. I don't think he knew how to answer that because once again, Osterine did not let it didn't enhance his ability to, or put it this way, Osterine didn't hinder his son's ability to block that left hook.
It was his defensive deficiencies. Okay, it wasn't an Osterine shit. All right, it was his son's inability to take away Ryan Garcia's left hook, man. Come on, man. Jesus. But anyway, Bill, I don't know the guy, never met the guy. I never met Haney, but Bill, he's a, what do you call it? Controversial figure. He likes to combative, guys out there. He don't mind, going to verbal wars with these guys and everything, So me, I'm not into that shit, man. I'm not. I'm a boxing guy. I'm not. I don't get caught up in that. I'm too old to get caught up in that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's why this segment is going to be used for another
Yeah.
episode.
I
Someone
don't
else
get.
is
To me,
showing.
it's a bunch of nonsense, man. I'm a boxing guy. I like to talk boxing. Okay, with the business aspect or the the technical aspects of boxing, the training aspects, conditioning, or whatever, man. That other bullshit, that internet gossip and internet, cat fighting between them bitches. I don't get caught up in that, man.
Yeah, it's nothing but nonsense and noise. Fans
Yeah,
seem to love it, but it amounts to nothing, and it's usually just garbage.
yes,
Um, so
yes. Waste of my time, man.
so let's turn to something in our final segment, and it looks like Terrence Crawford may have found himself another opponent, right?
Mhm.
Once again, Kathy Duva, she firmly believes after that um performance from Bakram Murtazaliev, she firmly believes that she's going to be able to sell the idea to Terrence Crawford, and Crawford would be down. Uh,
Oh,
Coach, how
Kathy
does that
fucking,
play out, brother?
Kathy fucking, come on, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, I haven't heard her name in a long time. What makes you think she could? They better offer Crawford a shitload of money for him to take that fight, man. He ain't. He's at the point of his career, man. He just really wants one more big payday. He wants to get the fuck out, and the only guy that could give him the payday he wants is Canelo Alvarez. He don't give a shit about this guy, man. Fucking. I mean, come on. I'm Crawford. Like, man, Kathy, go take your fantasy land ideas somewhere else, man. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Like, once again, Kathy Dew is not really a major player in this business, but
Nah, she ain't no major player, man.
nope,
Shit.
nope. Sly also comments this, and this was to one of the terrible fan takes. He said, "Man, Canelo's punching power was so good that Beevil was walking him down." He says, "Please tell me I'm right, Coach, for Christ's sake."
He couldn't get his attention.
Yep.
Okay, you can't get Canelo's. You can't when you hit your opponent with the best shots and it's not affecting him. You can't get his attention. You can't put no fear or respect in him, and he's walking you down. That says it all. I mean, you're going to be in the fight.
Like, guys, and once again, he had his choice. This wasn't a mandated fight, it was voluntary. Canelo had the choice. He can fight anyone he wants. He's the money man in boxing. And he chose intentionally to fight Dmitry Bivol because he could have easily fought he could have easily fought Baturbiev. He
Yeah,
chose to fight Bivol, guys. And that was by design. Why do you think that is?
because he thought he could beat him.
Yeah, exactly. And maybe Baturbiev not so much. But look,
Yeah.
this is Canelo. He probably believes he could beat anybody. In his
Well, come on,
mind,
Joe.
yeah.
He's also smart. No, come on, man. No, there's a reason why he picks and chooses his opponents. Okay, all right. He's to the point where he knows. "Nah, I don't need to fight this guy. I'll fight this guy. He's smart enough to know, who he wants to fight. Canelo is his own boss, like Mayweather was. Okay, him and Eddie make the final what do you call it, decisions in his company. All right.
Yep.
Eddie just goes along with the picture. Eddie might recommend whoever he deals with. They might recommend and sell a fight to them. Then Canelo and Eddie will sit down, talk about, is this the right type of opponent, the money and all that, all the bullshit that goes into making a decision, selecting
Yeah.
an opponent. When you're like Canelo, you could do that. Okay. All right. He's a
Yep.
franchise. Okay.
Yep.
He's a face of boxing over here. All right.
Yep. And look, Coach. So what you're saying is Canelo has a much better team around him than Tim Tszyu.
Oh, fuck. Without a doubt. Canelo learned this. Look, when Canelo was coming up, he pretty much did everything they told him. Eddie and Chepo, Oscar. As he got smarter, he started realizing, man, hey, man, this is the way I want to run my career. This is how I want to do it. When you get to that, your fighters get to that stage, you let them do it. Okay. They're the one that's taking the fucking punches. They're the one that's making the money. They're the ones that's getting you paid. You know, if there's something really stupid, then you put your foot down and tell them no, no, no. But you let the fighter, hey man, it's his business. He's the franchise. He pays you. Okay, he writes the checks. So you basically what do you call it? Let him make those decisions. Okay, he's a big boy, you know. And there's going to come to a point, you know, my fighters, they're going to be like that. You know what I mean? They're starting to make their own decisions. Now in the training aspect, you know, on how they want to be trained and this, how they want to fine tune their body and everything. And I just oversee everything. And if I, you know what I mean? Like the other day, we were sparring in the gym. We're sparring this guy named Rene Tejas. He's fighting Floyd Schofield in the main event in Vegas.
Oh, November 2nd. Yeah.
Yeah, we've been sparring that guy. And after 10 rounds, his coach goes, let's go a couple more. I looked at LeBron. How you feel? Good. Let's do it. Okay. I let him make that decision. I just didn't say, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I wanted to see how he felt. That's how you feel. Let's do it. So we went 12 rounds, 13, 14 rounds. Okay. You know what I mean? I don't know why they wanted to do it because my guy was beating the shit out of the guy. But anyway, that's another story. You know what I mean? I'm honest, Joe. I'm honest, man. You know, the guy, you know, I'm like, okay, you want to take your ass whipping? Okay, we'll give it to you. You know what I mean? He kept on wanting a tough kid. He was hanging in there taking my guy's punches. Because my guy's a beast, LeBron Retomoso.
Mm-hmm.
17-0, 12 knockouts. I'm bringing him to America next year. Yeah, he's a beast. Fans are going to love the guy because he's an action fighter, a physical fighter that ain't scared to mix it up. And he's got skills. And, you know, when we were sparring this guy. See, in Mexico, he don't get that type of sparring like the guy, like the kind of like my kid, guys that are skilled, you know, talented, you know what I mean? Because I taught my kid well. And similar to Floyd, you know, Floyd's athletic, skilled. So, you know, in sparring, you know, he started going, he goes, yeah, okay, no problem. He goes, let's go to rounds. So, you know what I mean, Joe? He's getting to the point where I could trust him, where he could make the right decisions, you know, even in training, you know, okay, how do you feel today? Okay, want to do this? Okay, no, I don't feel like doing this today. Okay, no problem. We won't do it. Yeah. So, you know what I mean, Joe? You're not just my way or the highway type of guy. Manuel was like that. You know what I mean? That's how you fine tune a fucking fighter when he gets ready for a fight. Okay. You got to pay attention to your fighter. You let him make the decisions. Now on the business side, he doesn't understand yet. I'm doing all that shit right now, but there's going to be a point where once he starts fighting on that level, okay, he understands the business more. I can see him start calling the shot, wanting to call the shot. I don't have a problem, man. That means I'm proud. I raised him right, and he's grown. I raised him right as a kid, and he's grown to make his own decisions. Okay, because I don't got kids, but you raise kids. You teach them right from wrong, and you hopefully they make the right decisions in life. You know, and not be thrown in fucking jail. And that's what I want to do with my kids. That's what I want to do with my two kids. Let them make the decisions where they don't understand the business yet. Okay. But they're starting to they're starting to understand the training aspect, but they don't understand the business of it. And it's going to get to the point where they start fighting on that level. You start letting them make the decisions, start being grown men. Okay. Cause look, when you got kids, they get to a certain point. Hey, they got to make their own decisions in their life. Okay. You can't be their mommy and daddy and holding their fucking hand all the time. All right. But anyway.
Yep, indeed, brother. So what would you be your assessment in Floyd Schofield's next opponent? How should he fare in this fight?
He's a tough kid. I've seen him fight. He knocked out Carlos Balderas.
That's the kid who knocked out Carlos Balderas.
Yeah, he's a tough kid.
So
he's sneaky. He's a veteran. Okay. All right. Look, Joe, there's some guys in sparring, man. I seen them all the time. They spar in the gym. They don't look good. They spar to get in shape, to get them ready to fight. All right. Mm-hmm. But when you put them little bitty 8-ounce gloves, you take off that headgear, they're a different fighter. They're a lot better. Okay. He's that type of guy. Okay. I've had like Tony Lopez when I was in the gym with Tony, man. goddamn, man. I don't like shit. There ain't nothing spectacular I see about him. When I'm sparring, when we're putting them in sparring and the guys we're sparring, they're ordinary.
Yeah.
just to get him in shape. Okay, just to get him in shape to go the rounds. But when you put fight night came, I never had to worry about Tony. You took that headgear off, you put on them little bitty gloves, a whole different fighter, a whole different fighter. And that's where I have a good feeling how this kid is. You take that headgear off, you put them little bitty 8-ounce gloves, whole different fighter. He's different. Okay, he's never been knocked out. It's a tough kid. It's probably the toughest guy Renee has ever fought. Them other guys that them other layups that Golden Boy gave Floyd. Nah, this guy's better. This guy's better. I have a good feeling he's better. I have a good feeling it's this guy. You know, he's coming off some big wins now. You know what I mean? He's coming off some good wins, and you know he's came the hard way. Took it. You know, he came up the hard way. Took fights on short notice, 3 weeks. Never was protected by a promoter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good, you know, good puncher, sneaky puncher, does a lot, and he's crafty. He'll set traps. He'll surprise you and set traps and catch you with punches that you're not expected to get hit with. You know, he'll hit you with sneaky uppercuts on the inside. You know, if you're not aware of it. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, I could tell. You know, you put in the fight, he'll be better because my guy had no problem sparring him. Man, we went 8, 10, 12 rounds with the kid, 14. And my guy had no problem. Both my kids. He sparred my other guy too. But like I told my guys, hey, you take them little bitty, you put them little bitty head, you take that headgear off, you put them little bitty 8-ounce gloves on him. He's a different ball. He's a better fighter. He's a different animal on fight night because he's a seasoned vet. You know what I mean? He took a lot of tough fights, just to get fights and everything. So, but yeah, this is Floyd's. I don't know. I never seen Floyd in a tough fight. I don't know how he's been looking in training camp. You know what I mean? So this is his first real fight. Okay, so we'll see.
Oh, wait a minute.
If Floyd goes out there and makes a statement.
Wasn't
if Floyd
Renee
goes out there
supposed
and
to fight?
Joe, if Floyd goes
Yes,
out there and makes a statement, okay, then he's gonna get some attention. He's gonna get some eyeballs on him. Okay. Right now, he's all fucking hype. Joe, he's all hype right now. All right. He's just all hype. Instagram hype, social media hype. Okay.
Well, and what I was going to say isn't Renee Theus, isn't that the cat who was supposed to fight Keyshawn and they pulled him at the last minute?
I have no, but I might be. It might be. I don't know, man. I just know it might be. I just know a lot of people don't want to fight the guy because he's dangerous and everything. You know what I mean? He's dangerous. And when they called the sparring, I said no problem. I want to see. Like I said, it's good to test my guys when you put because we don't get a lot of great sparring like in the States. So when he asked, let me see where my guys are at. So my guy wanted to spar him too. He said, yeah, let's do it, man. I want to go 8, 10, 12 rounds. I said, let's see how it goes. Has a sparring sessions went on. So yeah, no problem. You could go 10, 12, 14 rounds, which we did the last day, Friday. So. And we spar. Hey Joe, and we spar at 6,000 feet altitude and train up here, so it's a lot harder. Okay, when he gets to sea level, he even told me that when he fights at sea level, boy, he's fresh. He doesn't gasp for air. You know what I mean? He breathes real good. He doesn't get tired. He hits harder. Okay.
Wow.
That's the benefits of training at high altitude. Yeah, but this is Floyd's first real fight, I think. I mean, looking at his past opponents and all those layups they've been giving that motherfucker, he's all hype right now, man. That's all. He's all hype. Yeah.
Well, we'll see, guys. Once again, the truth always reveals itself in the ring.
All you got to do is, Joe, he knocked out Carlos Barderas a few years ago. That got my attention. I go, oh, this guy's he's a tough, physical Mexican fighter. Because Carlos Barderas was a top prospect coming out off the Olympic team, probably the number one marketable talent and marketable fighter on that team. Talented kid, and he put him on his ass twice and knocked him out. Oh yeah, he told me. Yeah, when he fought him, he only had 3 weeks notice for that fight to train.
Yep, I tell you what, once again, we look forward to it. And also in the co-main event, Becca Bully's going to be fighting David Stevens, another Coach Ronnie Shields fighter.
Man, that's Stevens, man. And make or
I
break.
know.
Yeah, he'll probably get knocked out, and good riddance to that guy. That guy can't fight anyway. You know,
So,
nothing against Ronnie, but the guy can't fight. Okay, all right.
well, once again, guys, the truth always reveals itself in the ring. Just ask Tim
That's
Zoo.
it. That's
And there
it.
it is. That's what a statement to end the show on.
Yeah.
Coach Gogi, any parting shots after 90 minutes of fun, my friend?
No, just there ain't no fights next week. Is there? Keyshawn, is he fighting?
No. It's this one right here. No, you're right. I don't think there is one.
Not till November 2nd. That's when Floyd fights.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Then Keyshawn, I don't know. I like to see Keyshawn because Keyshawn's in a real good step up fight, and I think that opponent he's gonna fight, Lemos, is tailor made for him. So you know what I mean? It's tailor made for Keyshawn, who I think is Bomac and his team has done a great job in developing the kid. But anyway, yeah, that's a fight that got my attention, and probably a couple others out there and everything.
Oh
And
my
Floyd,
gosh.
I want to see Floyd too, because he's all fucking hype, and I want to see how he looks against. I know Renee fighting. First time I met him when he started sparring my guys, and we've been sparring the last 2 weeks, and we've been, I don't know, gave him 50 good rounds, to help him out with. So
Wow.
yeah.
Well,
So-
I tell you what, I was wrong. There is a fight, but I really don't care. It's got a big fight in the 140-pound division if you live in Manchester, England. That's Jack Catterall versus Regis Prograis on DAZN.
Yeah, over there it means something. Yeah.
Yeah. So there
Anyway.
it is. There it is. And Coach, so thank you, Coach, for lending us your brain and your unique way of characterizing everything. We appreciate the nuggets of wisdom, my friend, as always. So, guys, on behalf of the incomparable Coach James Gogi, I'm Joseph Herron. You've been listening to War Week Boxing. Have a great week, everybody.
Well, hey kid, you're gonna go far here. You're pretty good, just a little young, and I know what's best for you. Can you be my number one on that stupid thing to get me recognition?
Rod Vazan Holdings proudly presents War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer, Coach James Gogi.